Those are the things that have gotten me to where I am today, is literally just doing it and being consistent about it.
First off, how long have you been in real estate selling homes?
So I have been licensed since 2018. I moved to Hawaii basically at the end of 2017 and got my license right away in 2018. But for the first 6 months that I was licensed, I was mentoring under a really high producing agent. So I wasn't really doing any of my own production. So I'd say like halfway into 2018, once I was recruited onto a new team that was starting, is when I started doing my own production. So pretty much mid 2018.
I really want to focus on that because so many people, humans, not just agents, but they want success and they want it right now. They're looking for the right now. And you were willing to be patient for at least 6 months and not sell anything. Like you were just learning. And I imagine you were not paid for that.
Yeah.
What I am really noticing about you is you're willing to invest in your success, and that not necessarily just financially, like getting a subscription to KCM or, you know, whatever. You're investing 6 months of your life to mentor with somebody,
Totally.
to be the mentee.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's huge. And it just builds such a great solid foundation for you to grow super fast.
Yeah.
You know, what other kind of investments do you think are smart for any agent that's stuck, or they're new and they're like, how do I do this fast? Like, what do you recommend?
That's such a good question. And just, I'm glad that you say that, because for me, investing in yourself in general is so crucial. And for me as a realtor, yes, this is my job, this is what I do, but real estate and my work, it all combines on just my whole life in general. So I invest in myself and my health as well. I, for example, for me, have quit drinking. I've played around with trying to quit drinking before, but I quit drinking now because for me, the reason, it messes with my sleep. And if I don't get good sleep, I don't work out in the morning. I don't wake up in the morning at 5 a.m. when I can work out, which is the only time, unfortunately, when I'm able to have alone time in this industry and do my exercise. And because if I don't do my exercise, my whole day struggles. What I noticed was a pattern was if I would have like a couple drinks or whatever, I wouldn't get very good sleep, and then I wouldn't wake up in the morning when I wanted to, and I wouldn't exercise, so I would wake up with guilt. I would wake up like, I already like messed up for the day. And then everything would kind of pan out in an almost negative step from there. So I analyzed that. I'm like, well, what if I just eliminate that? I eat better, I exercise, I get the sleep, I invest in myself. Yes, it's not like the best socially. Sometimes it's annoying, like not being the only one drinking, but it's worth it. It's the investment. I don't care. I rather do that because I know if I do those things, do the workout, work on myself and my mind and my body, I know that my work will be better. I will feel more confident. I will be sharper. I will be able to handle all of the things that I'm working on and doing with less anxiety and less stress, and I will be more present. And those are sacrifices that I'm trying to make all the time so I can then be better at my work, at my personal life, whatever it is. So those are big examples of investing in yourself that I would recommend for anybody, is to analyze and assess what is it that's not serving you, what's maybe disserving you at this time, and what's a sacrifice that you might want to make for that, you know, in the short term, for that long-term thing. Like I'm super big on that right now, is investing in yourself in the short term to get those long-term results.
That's huge. And it's so overlooked by so many people. They're just like, they're trying to get a lead gen system, or they're trying to get a new website or hire, you know, a videographer or something. And then they're overweight, or they're out of shape. They're unhealthy. They have no energy. They don't drink any goddamn water, but they have 4 monsters a day. Like, and they wonder why they're just not as productive. So I'm glad you went there. That's fantastic. What advice do you have for an agent who's new or struggling to really get things going? Like, how do you get business? You know, where is that coming from?
So for anybody that's struggling, first of all, always ask for help, because you're not alone in whatever way that is. And that's something that I did when I was struggling. I was like, how are people doing and juggling all of these things? I can't believe, like, people are so successful. Like, what is happening? And I realized when I asked people, what they told me and what I read is that having a schedule and having a routine is so immensely helpful. And what you want to put into your schedule and routine is going to make all of the difference. For me, in the beginning of my career, when I moved to an island and knew nobody here, I was like, I need to go balls deep on lead gen and really do all of the things that I can to make the contacts, because I know no one here. So I did, cold calling, I did door knocking, I sat open houses, and I did all of these things, and they were all in my schedule, because if they weren't in my schedule, they weren't going to get done. I was going to get distracted by something else. And having that in my schedule and sticking to it for the first 2 years extremely religiously, like 8 to 11 was like my time block of I'm lead genning within this time. I can do nothing else. Yes, there's something that's sometimes going to come through, and a client that's in town that needs to see this property at 9. But for the most part, it was an immovable thing in my calendar from 8 to 11 every single day that I needed to do this. And it was broken down between 8 to 10, 10 to whatever. And that made all the difference in the beginning. I got more comfortable being on the phones with strangers, which is not always the first thing that for most people to want to do, but I wanted to get good at the uncomfortable things early. So I just kind of submerged myself in that, but I put it in my schedule and I just did it, because otherwise I would make up an excuse, put it off later, put it off to the next day, and it wouldn't get done. So if you're struggling and you need business, don't know where to get it, don't know where to find it, there's so many places where you can get that. And it's just a matter of doing it and putting yourself out there. It's just that, and being consistent with it. Those are the things that have gotten me to where I am today, is literally just doing it and being consistent about it.